Today is the day we're gonna be remaking Jamie's famous lasagna, or his mustard lasagna. And I said in our review that at 500,000 views, I would remake the lasagna, and I actually should have said 1 million or 2 because I honestly don't want to make this. Got 500,000 views as of New Year's Day, and I couldn't make it during New Year's because I was, well, quite sick. I had surgery as well in the month before, and it was, well, New Year's Day with family and everything. So let me know down in the comments if you think this is going to be a yay or a nay. Now, let's get started.
I'm going to show you how to make an absolutely delicious one-pan veggie lasagna. It's delicious, it's full of colour and vibrance. We're going to be bigging up some beautiful veggies, lovely sweet leeks with butter. We've got asparagus. We're going to use frozen veggies because I love frozen veggies, broad beans and peas.
Oh yeah, we know that, Jamie. To tell you the truth, Jamie is an excellent salesman. He knows how to speak.
And the method is really simple. I've stripped it right down so that you can make it all in one pan. There's only one thing to wash up. We get it in that oven, and in about 40 minutes, you have got something that you're absolutely gonna love.
The whole one pot pan thing is a good idea, but you're gonna love it or not, well, that's for another topic.
So let's talk about it. First up, we're gonna slice up a leek.
Well, I think my leek's a little bigger than what Jamie's is in the video, so let's trim it up. So first of all, you want to take off the roots here. Now, we can do what Jamie's doing just by going down the leek like this. The easiest method on rinsing a leek to get rid of like all the dirt is to actually slice it up first, put it into a colander, and then rinse it under the tap. Give it a really good rinse and then dry it off.
Over to the sink, give it a little bit of a wash, finely slice the green part, and then as we get to the white part of the leek, then we're going to go from finely sliced to little slices like that. Why? Because it's more kind of chunky and substantial. I want to do it in a pan, like a casserole style pan, sort of low-sided.
Now, just like Jamie, we're going to be using our casserole dish.
I'm going to go in with a knob of butter and then a nice drizzle of extra virgin olive oil.
Now we're going to go in with a knob of butter. Or 2 knobs of butter, no? 2 knobs are better than 1. And a little bit of olive oil. If you're wondering why Jamie is actually mixing the butter and olive oil, believe it or not, but butter has a lower smoking point than you may think. You can still cook with it, but if you add another oil, such as olive oil or another oil that has even a higher smoking point, you can dilute the butter and raise the smoking point so you don't burn everything. Time for a quick word from our sponsor, Geology. Geology is an award-winning skincare brand that's all about simple, effective routines. No fluff, just results. They've been recognized by Men's Health and Esquire, and they have over 10,000 5-star reviews. Now that's legit. The routine is personalized just for you. You take a quick 60-second quiz, tell them your skin goals, whether it's fighting acne, reducing wrinkles, or just keeping things hydrated. And they deliver a custom set right to your door. My favorite definitely has to be the retinol night cream. And the eye cream, because nobody likes dark circles, is packed with vitamin C, vitamin E, and hyaluronic acid. Want to try it out? Use my link and code below to get 70% off your skincare starter kit. That's a full month trial for only $12. Plus, you can grab any add-on of your choice absolutely free. Trust me, your skin will thank you. Now it's time to get back to the video.
So we've got fresh asparagus. Also, I'm going to big it up with frozen veggies. So I've got some frozen peas and some frozen broad beans.
And if anyone wants to save these little rubber bands, they're great to, you know, like get people with them. Now here's a little tip for a lot of you at home. When you get asparagus, the bottom tends to be a little woody. You can still use it, but it needs to cook a lot longer than the rest of it. So how do you find, you know, the point in where you need to cut? Well, you can just cut it, it's fine. You can also see it, you know, more or less right around here. Or you can take the tip and more or less right here and start to bend it. And where it breaks is the point in where you should cut. But like I said, it's not really a big deal. Now, like Jamie's doing, it is a good idea to pick through the asparagus just to see if there are any bad ones. And we're going to cut more or less right here. Now these little ends, like Jamie is saying, you can save for soups and sauces, or you could save them to also make some vegetable stock. You can just throw these in. And then for the stalks, we're just going to finely slice these.
So in here, I'm going to add a nice pinch of salt, a nice pinch of pepper, and we'll just let this simmer away. You can add a little swig of water to create a little bit of humidity in the pan.
And I also toasted the black peppercorns. It adds to the flavor. No joke, it does. And we're also gonna add a swig of water. Jamie likes to add a dash or two of water to whatever he's cooking.
And then just give it a little splash of water.
Wait, what? What? Uncle Roger say if your rice too wet, you fucked up. But if your rice too dry, you also fucked up.
The reason why, honestly, is because if the pan does heat up too much, you can add a little bit of water to drop the temp. But, ¿qué pasa? We're going to be adding frozen veg. So, you know, you can just add the frozen veg in now and it's gonna drop the temp.
So look, this has had about 10 minutes now. So traditionally you'd make a bechamel, but that's another pan or two, right, to wash up and deal with. But actually we can do it all in the pan. I'm gonna put the flour into this pan. So 2 tables or 50 grams of plain flour goes in. I'm also gonna put 2 teaspoons of English mustard in, then stir it in. 800 mils of milk. Scrape the bottom of the pan. As that comes up to the boil, let's talk about frozen veg.
Now, for everyone that hasn't used English mustard before, it is not the same as Dijon or whole grain mustard or just plain yellow mustard. It is spicy as you know what. So if you don't like spice, substitute it or use less.
Maybe something you haven't got is broad beans. 300 grams of that we're gonna use. Then put 300 grams of frozen peas, move it around. Let's get that just simmering for 5 minutes.
Jamie said that normally frozen veggies are actually cheaper, and believe it or not, even in my local store, I was surprised, the frozen peppers and as well as the frozen asparagus and a few other veggies were actually cheaper than the fresh. So he is right about this, which to me, I prefer fresh, I do.
Let me show you the herb in question, mint. Half a bunch of mint, and literally all I do is just rip off those top mint leaves. I'll use that for other things. And I'm just going to fairly roughly chop the mint.
Mint is the herb in question. Now, what I'm gonna do instead of Jamie just chopping this up, I'm actually gonna pick the leaves a little more than he is because I don't want the stems, and I'm gonna chiffonade it. I'm not just gonna slice it into larger pieces. And to do this, you can stack the leaves, roll them, and with a very sharp knife, go a little slowly at first, and you can start slicing them very thin. I tell you, the more and more that we add to this dish, the less I want to actually taste it at the end, but we'll taste it, we'll see.
I am going to be not traditional, again, by using Parmesan, because I love it, and that is traditional, but I'm using some cheddar. Cheddar's an amazing cheese. It's full of flavour, and it melts and oozes in the most beautiful ways.
Now time for the cheese. We're gonna be using the only cheddar that I can get. It's a very dry, flaky cheddar. It is sharp though, as well as some pecorino romano because I don't have any more Parmigiano.
So get yourself a little potato masher and just mash it. Just put your weight onto it and you can feel the broad beans and peas popping. A little bit of love.
You can feel the broad beans and the peas popping. Why smash it? You can leave it whole, it's fine. That's what you have teeth for, to chew things. You don't need it into a puree. Quite honestly, I don't have a potato masher at home, so today we're just going to be leaving it whole.
Go in with most of the cheese, right? Not all of it, most of it. And the asparagus tips, right? And then the curveball, of course, is the pasta. So the key here is using fresh lasagna sheets. It's brilliant. You can get it in all the supermarkets.
No, you can't. At least here, no.
And the fact that it's fresh means it cooks very quickly and it's really elegant, silky, and very kind of luxurious.
So all the Italians watching, brace yourselves. This is sacrilege. It really is.
So I'm literally going to grab it like a pack of cards and tear it. And then all I'm going to do, right, is just dish out the lasagna cards around and then just stir it through. This will be absolutely like a lasagna.
To be honest, this is not a lasagna. This is more of a casserole.
Right, we are not mucking about, we're just getting on with it. So there we go, another little layer.
Now for the fresh pasta. Believe it or not, I couldn't get fresh lasagna. So it was either I made it, which defeats the purpose of making this such an easy dish, or I actually did find some fresh tagliatelle. So we're going to add some fresh pasta. It's not lasagna, but we're gonna be ripping it up anyway, so it doesn't matter. Play with your food, don't be afraid. Have fun, get on with it. Just rip up the pasta. It actually rips up pretty easily.
And then the last little flourish of love and care is just a little cheese, so you get those lovely crispy bits. So the last ingredient for a little flourish of texture, flavour and nutrition is almonds. A nice little handful of almonds. And what I love to do is just bash them up. Have some fine, have some whole, have some cracked.
I'm gonna show you another little trick. Get some saran wrap, some clear film, double it, fold it, get the heaviest pan that you can find when you can pick up with one hand, and take your anger out on the almonds. It works. It's a great stress reliever. Just don't do it on anything you think you're gonna break.
And then I'll literally just let that snow down on our lovely lasagna here. A little kiss of olive oil. And then if you want to, as an optional extra, get yourself a lemon and just a little bit of the zest, just a tiny bit, right? Not the juice, just the zest.
Now, as the actual last ingredient, hopefully, we're gonna be adding some lemon to this. It is optional. You don't have to add it if you don't like it, but it does, like, you know, makes it smell fresh with the mint.
That is my one pan veggie lasagna. That's now going to go in the oven for 25 minutes. That's all, 25 minutes, that's it. It'll be crispy, gnarly, blippy, gorgeous, comforting.
Jamie is right about this. It will be a blipping, gnarly dish when it comes out.
Crispy, gnarly, blippy, gorgeous, comforting.
Bad. Disgusting.
So, in it goes. One of the things that you can do, which is a little bit of an optional extra, is put a little bit of pesto on the top, just little tiny bombs of it. And of course you can make your own pesto. Or if actually you go down the supermarket, you might see some geezer. You might not have seen him before.
Look who's on the label, our little buddy.
As you start serving this, just mix up with the lovely creamy hot white sauce. Just a little bit goes a long way.
We're gonna add a little bit of pesto to this as well. And to be honest, I actually think that using tagliatelle turned out better than just lasagna sheets.
Let's portion a little bit out. What I like is you still get crispy bits from the lasagna like that.
Now it's taste test time. Let me know down below how you think this is going to taste. Okay, let's see if any of you get it right, and no cheating. I think I've reduced mine a little more than his. He added maybe a little more milk as well. Long story short, I honestly think that if we took out the beans and the peas and maybe added some chicken to this and some meat, it would help improve it a little bit.
Come on.
Let me know down below, everyone, if you did happen to enjoy this video or not, but at least please give this video a like and a share and be sure to subscribe. I'm not actually that disappointed. It did turn out to be edible. It's okay. Not something I would make, honestly, for myself. I wouldn't make this for my family, but I'm sure there are people that would enjoy this. So if you do enjoy this, better for you. Until the next video, take care. And if you have any more suggestions on what we should review or test, then let me know in the comments. Until next time, take care.